He's already showing the Roadhog on defense to start things off here for FaZe. Luminosity will be on offense here. We'll get into their offensive comp in a minute once they actually get onto it. But I suspect to see Ube going to play that Genji. That's something that we've seen Luminosity, they really like to do, is put him on Genji, and he's been pretty effective at it at times. And we might see a bit of a dive comp from them if Superplock does stay on this Winston.
You know, it's been a while in the Winter Premiere since we've seen kind of those full-out, super aggressive dive comps.
Yep.
Those were fun.
I know, we don't see them as much anymore.
I like the variability of it. You know, if everything was dive comps, then it would lose its luster, just like anything does. Because we all take everything for granted.
Yep.
In our spoiled best period of time in human history. All right.
Well, here we go. Luminosity with a bit of a dive comp coming out here. Icefelt will be on Tracer, so definitely dive for them. And Shadowburn will be on Genji himself on the side of FaZe. Yeah, Mike on the Roadhog. Superplock looking to jump in and get on in there. He will be pressuring Shadowburn a bit and the rest of the squad. Superplock, though, getting put to sleep and a lot of damage put down onto him. He manages to stay alive just barely. Ube is the first to fall in this fight as Luminosity are trying to find their ground, but they haven't been able to get any sort of kills yet. They're staying steady on the payload, but they lose Spree, so they're down a few players now. And it's probably time to just back up and regroup for a fight, and that's exactly what they're going to do. FaZe wrapping back up on top of the gas station here to get that high ground yet again.
Relatively even for the ultimate economy. Probably a slight edge for the side of Luminosity, but that can all even out very, very quickly in the early stages of a team fight. Luminosity closing the distance. Winston going to go ahead and jump in.
Gets that bubble as he goes in. He's really putting pressure onto Raucus in the back line and some of the supports and squishies back there. There will be a sound barrier for FaZe Clan as they go in with it, and the nano boost is going to be used onto Superplock as he also uses Primal Rage. Shadowburn now coming out with a Dragon Blade. Let's see him go to work with it as he is doing some damage, but really didn't get any kills. Superplock was taking out Mikey, doing a bit of work here on Roadhog as he takes down 2 from Luminosity. Ube now with a Dragon Blade for himself. Couldn't secure all that much, did get 1. And he'll put a lot of pressure onto Mikey A as he gets taken down. So still Luminosity trying to finish off this payload. Fact Fiction is going to be on the card. The new team captain for FaZe now that 2easy's out of the mix. He's the team captain, and Superplock is continuing to keep that pressure up onto the supports in the back, and even Shadowburn really laying out the damage between the jumps and the punches, being able to take out Shadowburn, and there it is, Luminosity finding all those kills, and they should be able to bring this payload on home and through the first checkpoint. And they will have 3 minutes to move to checkpoint number 2 as they even get the cleanup kill on to Mike there at the end.
FaZe burning a lot of ultimates for a failed defense. Luminosity already pretty close to Super Plukes. I believe we did get the word, it's Pluke.
It's Pluke. You're telling me I've said another name wrong.
Oh, man, he's telling us late. Do you see what happened with Renegades, and you're going to come at us now with this?
That's right.
You're asking for a lot. You're asking for a lot.
Super Pluke it is. Well, it's going to be a Graviton Surge and a whole dive on top of the guys inside of the Graviton. Ube getting Zoms right there as he got punched at the same time by Super Pluke, and Luminosity are continuing full steam ahead right here with this dive comp. And at the moment, putting up a good showing against FaZe, and now Mike has actually switched himself over to the Soldier 76. Get a little bit of hit scan in there, and Shadowburn still staying on that Genji, soon coming up on an ultimate, but Luminosity having a good offense here.
Luminosity still with a Nano Blade on their side, pushing into the second point. FaZe with nothing on the table immediately, but Forsaken Sound Barrier might happen just in time, but apparently not. Rock is going to go down. Mikey A going to go down to Ube right in a row.
Forsaken, though, using that Sound Barrier pretty darn late. I mean, I think he had just got it. I don't think he quite had it off the start of the Nano Blade, but I mean, at that point, they already lost 2 players. You might as well just hang on to that sound barrier. It's a little bit sloppy on the side of FaZe, but they are going to have to try and cement something here, as Luminosity's been cruising pretty well. 2 minutes and 45 seconds for them to get to the end of the map. And Pulse Bomb at the ready. And Mineral soon to have a Sound Barrier, but Fact Fiction going to have an Earth Shatter in just a moment. Shadowburn does have the he does have the Dragon Blade up, and Mike has switched himself back to Roadhog now. So not sticking on Soldier, and Shadowburn just sitting in the back. And there will be the Earth Shatter coming down from Fact Fiction, and that will allow FaZe to finally stop Luminosity, it seems, in their tracks. And just looking for a little bit of cleanup is Shadowburn. Getting a sleep, though, on to Forsaken. They want to try and protect him as best as possible. Should be able to do so. Shadowburn helping out his little Lucio there. But
I thought he reflected that sleep dart. I was a little confused when I saw Forsaken still laying on the ground. 3 ultimates for FaZe Clan. Do have a Nano Blade, a Graviton. That certainly pairs together. If you can get that Graviton on the ground. Luminosity with a Sound Barrier. Now perhaps that's what they need to deflect that here, but already coming out for Shadowburn.
Shadowburn turning Hedan into minced meat. He didn't find anything else along with that, but still, that's enough to win the fight for them. Zom's able to save the Graviton, which is good. I'm glad to see FaZe not use that in the process. Mike actually now showing Tracer. The man has switched through quite a few heroes so far here for FaZe, but this time on Tracer, and Luminosity about to come back in with some ultimates of their own.
Luminosity certainly ahead in the economy right now. They've got a lot of things to pair together and a minute left on the clock.
Spree was looking as though he was going to use Graviton. There it is as he puts it in. Now Ube is going to put that self-destruct out. Luminosity have gotten the kills. That's all they needed. The self-destruct itself didn't even really do anything. They got all the kills before that, but just an insurance policy taken out from Luminosity as they are cruising forward now. Earth Shatter and Pulse Bomb up for them at the moment, but we're going to see the Wombo combo potential for FaZe as Zoms and Mike both have their ultimates. And a lot more about to be up from FaZe coming into this next fight. Couldn't get anything Ice felt off of his Pulse Bomb, and here comes FaZe right back into them. The Pulse Bomb from Mikey A is able to take down Super Block, getting that initial pick. 6v5 for FaZe going into this fight. They use a Sound Barrier as well out from Forsaken, and that will be a clean fight one from FaZe, a full team wipe on the side of Luminosity, and there's only 8 seconds left for them. I don't think they're going to have anyone back to the cart in time to actually stop or get onto the payload. Tracer trying to get there in time. Shadowburn using that Dragon Blade, though, and shutting that down. So FaZe, in the end, are actually able to prevent Luminosity from capping the cart. Well done by them, having a bit of a tough time at the beginning, but
certainly a big part of that. The tracking throughout this final point was pretty amazing.
FaZe really came out on top of the ult economy right at the very end. They got a lot of key ultimates up online. I mean, you had Sound Barrier, you had Earth Shatter, you had the Graviton to even start everything off, and on top of that, I mean, you get a Nano Blade at the very end. I mean, that was just, it's a losing battle for Luminosity.
What is happening on Luminosity's side? I see 4 Anas.
Hello?
Man.
Hello?
I didn't know I wanted to see it until now, but I really want to see a nano-boosted Biotic land on somebody.
Please. That would be all sorts of fun. Man, but somehow the game broke and they have 3 Anas, so they will be switching back in the spirit of the good competition, I would suppose. And
certainly,
there we go.
Certainly would be in the rules, and if it wasn't, I'm positive the admin is going to lay down the law on that instantaneously.
That would be, honestly, that would be disgusting. 3 Anas, I would cry a little bit.
Well, they
on the other team.
They wipe for the most part, but that's a lot of nanos. Now if it was like 5 Anas and Shadowburn, that would be interesting. Just 1v6 Shadowburn. See how many nano blades it takes for him to win a fight.
The never-dying Genji. Here we go, switching sides. As Luminosity were unable to get the full cap there. And it will be FaZe Clan now moving to the offensive side. Mike staying on that Roadhog, and Shadowburn playing Genji still. As Ube is landing those right clicks on the Mei. So he has switched to that. No pure DPS for Luminosity going into this on the defensive side. That Mei will certainly pay dividends for them, or has the potential to. Defense, so looking to initiate here is FaZe. Luminosity just about to drop down. You already have Super Pluke in the middle of things. Down there on the bottom, and Spree just sitting up top on the Zarya. Just laying in the damage, and he's pretty much uncontested, though Luminosity did lose Hedan off the start of this defense, so that's a bit troublesome for Luminosity. Super Pluke and Hedan both down, Mineral falling as well. That is all FaZe Clan on this first fight. And Luminosity may be able to regroup themselves for one defending fight on this first point. They will have some ultimates to do so. Just about the perfect ultimates to defend first, so see if they can get back in time, and I think they will.
FaZe Clan, 4 ultimates on their side, Luminosity with 2. That's certainly going to be biased in FaZe Clan's favor as they are on offense, and the Nano Blade going to slice and dice up Luminosity here.
Spree and Mineral both taken down by that Nano Blade. Zombs getting Super Pluke, and they are coming out on top of the kill department. There's going to be a self-destruct coming through as well. Mike getting that hook, taking down Ube. Now FaZe comes back out to just crush any Luminosity player in sight. Between Mike and Fact Fiction, they breeze through that point. Shadowburn, of course, his Dragon Blade doing work as well. Now Ube switching over to Pharah, as FaZe doesn't really have a counter for it, unless Raucus just sits there and focuses him down. But
no, it's often been a weakness I've seen with FaZe. Sometimes Shadowburn will switch over to Pharah and just sort of, they don't necessarily get into an air duel, but just make sure that he has a greater effect than the other one, and that can work out sometimes. Graviton landing for FaZe Clan is Luminosity getting caught in it. Ube still not going down, though.
Ube had that nano boost on him. It is a 2-for-2 trade here. So 4v4 on the fight, though FaZe not in the best in the health department. Not in a very good situation there, so they're really just going to have to back up. Shadowburn gets taken down at the end, so everyone going to get healed up. Raucus has a nano boost at the ready. They have sound barrier as well. But other than that, FaZe doesn't have all that much to work with. And Hedan just getting those. Oh, no, actually, Graviton. We'll hold that thought. Graviton coming out. There is going to be a good biotic that lands in it. Ube melted by Raucus right there, and the sound barrier from FaZe will come through as Icefelt is able to take down Mikey A now as they apply this pressure to Luminosity. There is no sustain for them right there. Just crushing Luminosity on the cart is FaZe Clan, and Shadowburn soon to be up on the Dragon Blade. And FaZe having a pretty solid offense here themselves. But there will be one more fight for this Streets FaZe point.
Nano Blade for FaZe. Looks like Luminosity might be mounting a defense, just trying to pull some more ultimates out of FaZe, slow their roll just a little bit. Super Pluke maybe going in by himself. It's gonna work.
Nano Blade for Shadowburn as he's doing what he normally does. There it is, Mineral, Super Pluke. There's a rocket barrage in the back from Ube, but Shadowburn doing a good job of shutting that down, though there is a self-destruct out from Icefelt. Is able to grab 2, but still FaZe holding strong on this cart at the moment. Icefelt is still inside of that mech and able to at least stall for a while. There's 1:20 left on this clock for FaZe to get the next point. The Luminosity guys are filtering back into the point. Super Pluke is here. Shadowburn is going to back off, as well as the rest of the FaZe Clan members, and Luminosity are able to hold on right there, just barely. But they are able to, but FaZe looking to come back in quickly as they get a good Graviton off. Super Pluke gets the nano boost, and he Earth Shatters as well. Doesn't really find too much off it initially, but Luminosity are cleaning up on these kills. Ube with 2, Fact Fiction and Forsaken among them. Mike goes down at the end. Luminosity doing a very good job holding on here. FaZe is in dire straits now. 45 seconds for them to make sure they get this next checkpoint.
Luminosity's last few exchanges working out for them. Earth Shatter seemed like it was a little bit misplaced, but it took down Pluke and kept his shield down long enough for, other way around. It took down Fact of Fiction, and it kept his shield down long enough for Luminosity to follow it up, take him out of the fight, which is shortly there followed by Forsaken as well. And now FaZe Clan
Oh,
possibly in their
for Mike.
final offense.
Oh, Mike needed to convert on that hook so badly, and he gets charged into the wall then by Super Pluke. That's bad news. Shadowbird using the Dragon Blade. He needs to come up big with this right now. Shut down by Spree. Now Luminosity using that sound barrier will give them some gusto. FaZe using it here as well as they continue to fight it out. FaZe absolutely needs to win this fight right here. Good pressure from Icefelt onto Hedan, but still, it will be FaZe actually getting the kills in the middle of this fight. They might just be able to hang on long enough to get this second point. Super Pluke comes back out. He's close to an Earth Shatter, but he gets melted quite quickly. FaZe in the dying seconds are able to finally cap this second point. They're only going to have 1:30 to try and at least get to the point that Luminosity got the cart to, which is pretty darn close to the end.
Yeah, but the economy is certainly in Luminosity's favor. Will it be in 1:15 though, is a better question. Right now, Luminosity, a Blizzard, a Nano Boost, an Earth Shatter, all in the mix. Mikey A changing over to McCree for FaZe Clan.
And we know Mike can play a pretty mean McCree as well. Here comes a Blizzard out for Luminosity. Ube sets that one down, and Spree starts it off. Takes down Shadowburn. Zoms is going to trade it. It's a 2-for-2 trade at that, as it is, well, it was Shadowburn going in a little bit, but shut down, and here we go. Just Luminosity holding on. That Blizzard is able to buy them a little bit more time, 40 seconds, and Icefeld actually gets killed a bit late, so if FaZe can regroup quickly, they'll be able to at least get some free ground on this payload as Luminosity tries to regroup, and it'll come down to essentially one last fight here for FaZe to try and take this map. Zoms has a Graviton at the ready, which he's going to use right now. Mike looking for positioning up top, and he may be able to get himself a high noon on top of that towards the end of this fight as he's just hanging out behind that Reinhardt shield. No kills here so far. Earth Shatter out from Fact Fiction. He's able to get a couple. This might be the end. FaZe Clan are getting so many kills. It's a complete team wipe for FaZe. They should be able to bring the card on home and take map #1 here against Luminosity. There it is. A beautiful Earth Shatter at the end, and follow-up from the rest of FaZe will send them up 1-0 in this series.
Man, just when it looked like Luminosity had this one, they were holding very well. Icefelt
Switching up a hero at a unexpected time can certainly throw your opponent off and completely scramble whatever plans they were making.
Absolutely. I can easily throw them off.
That's possibly not all teams.
No,
But most of the ones I've talked to have discussed a lot of those same mechanics, which rippled down throughout all skill rings, I think.
Well, here we go. They got everybody into the game. Mike is going to be on the Roadhog, and you have Ube on the Pharah. Icefelt still playing Tracer. Fact Fiction gets us started here. It is a 1-for-1 trade, though. A Shadowburn goes down. Rock is going down, all thanks to Icefelt, who gets 2 kills for himself. And Mineral taken down by Mike right there, which is a good pick on the support. And Fact Fiction gets finished off as they're trading a lot of kills back and forth, though Luminosity has cemented themselves, better positioning on top of the point, and they will take it first right here as both teams try and get their reinforcements back into the fight here. But Nano Boost is already going to be up for Hedan, and Raucus is quite far away from it. Fact Fiction's got an Earth Shatter. Locked and loaded at the moment. A big charge from Super Pluke all the way into the back there, and he will just get melted. Here comes a rocket barrage out from Ube. He had the Nano Boost on it as well. Icefelt helping him on the damage, but Ube with 2 for himself, stayed alive in the process. FaZe getting rolled through right there, given the oops as well. So Luminosity holding on here for just about 40% and counting for them.
It's a very decisive capture from Luminosity. FaZe Clan working on a Nano Boost and a Graviton, looks like. Either one of those can be enough in the right circumstance, but exactly what they'll pair with, aside from just sort of your average Reinhardt. Not necessarily up yet, but here we go. Luminosity already attacking directly off the point into FaZe Clan on the side.
Mike did make the switch to McCree, and he does take down Hedan, and Shadowburn actually is on the 76 as well, so some kills coming through from FaZe, couple for Luminosity. It is about a 3-for-3 trade. Forsaken goes down a little bit late, and he has Sound Barrier too. And Fact Fiction just working his way back. FaZe really needs to regroup here, as they'll have one one solid attempt at taking this point left. It's 80% for Luminosity. Both sides have ultimates to work with as well. So it's about who will get better value out of the ultimates. Ube getting earth-shattered amongst some others, and there is going to be Graviton down. I have no idea. Zoms, though, gets 2 on the fight, and FaZe have gotten 3 for themselves right here. So I think this should be a 1 fight for them unless Luminosity can pull off some sort of a miracle. There we go. Zoms doing work on this point. And FaZe, in the nick of time, are able to get the capture on the point. And some ultimates invested from Luminosity that they didn't get a whole lot of value out of.
No, definitely not. FaZe Clan coming out on top of the economy now. They have 4 on their side that they can definitely string together for a number of holds. I don't know if it's the 4 or 5, in some cases 3 they might need in order to come back all the way here to cap this stage out. But Luminosity got a nano boost on their side in a barrage, but Graviton already coming out from the FaZe Clan. No real kills coming out of it in the meantime.
Yeah, no real follow-up. Icefelt getting the nano boost. Shadowburn with attack visor and make that a nano visor. Does take down Uwe, who was floating around, though. A good biotic grenade is going to land on top of a lot of FaZe players here, and they could be in trouble for that. Though they're able to back themselves up nicely and regroup. Icefelt is just going to go for a, well, he's trying to go for a reset. Rockus getting himself a little bit of extra ult charge, though, by securing the kill. So FaZe are working back in slowly but surely. But all they're going to have really for this next fight is an Earth Shatter and maybe a Sound Barrier a bit later in the fight. But Luminosity doesn't have that much either.
If FaZe can find an aggressive path on this and get around Super Bluke's shield, that Earth Shatter will be enough. Oh, right there, that big sleep. That's it. It stepped up. Factor Fiction dropping the Earth Shatter.
Wow, somehow
not connecting.
Didn't actually connect onto any of the players of Luminosity, which is just heartbreaking for FaZe. And Shadowburn getting put to sleep by, by Hedan as well. So there will be a Sound Barrier out from Forsaken, which is well done. Keep his team in the fight. Spree, though, getting, well, he's going to be getting that nano boost. He's trying to hunt down Mike, but he's doing a good job of getting the jukes off so far. And FaZe are still finding kills. 3 players are down for Luminosity. They're out of this fight between Zums and Mikey A. They are cleaning house, and FaZe might be able to take phase 1 of this map on Nepal, and it looks like they're easily able to, not easily, but they are able to do so. Shadowburn getting 2 kills at the end, working back on a reverse sweep. FaZe Clan showing some good resiliency right there.
Yeah, that Factor Fiction Earth Shatter. Oh man, this is another one as well. Bluke was laying flat down on the ground, had been asleep. Somebody woke him up right as Factor Fiction was stepping up and dropping another Shatter. Shield got up and didn't let it through, but that was it right there. Either way, FaZe Clan was able to take home the stage, so no sense crying over it. But
no.
Man, if that had converted, if that had reversed all the way around, that would have been a disaster.
I got like 5 guys inside of that at least. I mean, that would have been a huge, huge Earth Shatter, but either way, as you said, FaZe gets it, so, you know, no reason to fret.
Ube gonna run an indoor Pharah. We've seen that go all sorts of ways, but it's certainly helping the shield war portion right here.
Well, we'll see. See maybe if he can get some boops with it off the E. And he'll just sit in the back here, just spam rockets.
Yep.
Really, but FaZe will have Shadowburn on the 76 to counter against it. And actually, some good rockets landing into the players. FaZe really dishing out the damage. And because of so much pressure off of these rockets, FaZe hasn't really been able to get good positioning themselves, and Luminosity just taking the point first here. Mike goes down, Forsaken goes down, and they're going to have to regroup. If it continues to really be a problem and Shadowburn isn't able to deal with it, they might have to put Mike back on the McCree to deal with Ube on Pharah.
Possibly. Ube is going to be using a lot of cover, though. We've seen every position he's used so far. He's had a pretty easy escape and just kind of an annoying place to poke from behind. Nano boost coming out onto Super Pluke. Let's see if he can find a target, but it looks like so far he's been way out of the fight. Ube firing off to Soldier 76, not able to pick up another one in the meantime. Zarya very far forward. Spree looks like he's going to sneak out, being escorted by Icefeld and Super Pluke, but it was definitely going to be a team operation to get him out of that mess.
Ube has this rocket barrage right, and he is just positioning himself waiting. Here we go, Graviton into the rocket barrage. Was only able to get one, but dealt a lot of damage and helped secure 5 kills for FaZe, as Raucus might go down as a pretty late stagger here as well. And, well, there he goes. So Spree able to get that, and Ube just sitting there waiting for the opportunity. Good combination from Luminosity.
Old new Pharah, man, bringing back the boost, letting you hover in the air for quite a long time. That's a tricky spot. I'm surprised other members of FaZe didn't catch it from the side.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, no one had a chance against it, for sure. Now Graviton coming out from the FaZe side. And in fact, Fiction gets 2 here, so FaZe are able to finally get back into this phase of the map, so to speak, and they'll be able to convert right here. But Luminosity getting themselves up to 87%. In fact, Fiction will have an Earth Shatter locked and loaded. Mike has made the switch over to McCree now, and it seemed pretty effective for FaZe when he was on McCree. So, I mean, maybe keeping him on that is not a bad idea by any means. But Shadowburn has made a switch over to the D.Va now as well, which we'll see out of him quite a bit. But 3 ultimates online for Luminosity.
And basically, well, almost 4 for Luminosity. Factor Fiction's still working on getting that Earth Shatter back up, but he's gonna go down.
A sound barrier through from Luminosity just in time. There were so many hurt players. Icefelt with 2 right here, and now that is going to be Luminosity. They have control of the point, and I don't think FaZe is going to have bodies around. I mean, Shadowburn does get the nano boost. He has a self-destruct at the ready, but he gets put to sleep. He may just be able to stall this one long enough. Is going to use that. The self-destruct takes down Spree as well outside of his mech with the help of his self-destruct, and now FaZe coming back through. They're getting the kills. Shadowburn was able to stall just long enough to keep FaZe in this fight, and they retake the point. Luminosity with 99%. Well done by Shadowburn, saving FaZe on this map, but still, they're going to have to hold for quite a while.
Luminosity, an Earth Shatter on their side, working on a self-destruct. FaZe Clan, another Earth Shatter, sound barrier, pretty close to a Graviton. That's definitely enough in order to keep them alive here on the second point. But Luke's going to take a dive, getting bounced over by Shadowburn.
Well done by Shadowburn. That'll just delay Luminosity
enough time on its
longer.
own, yeah.
Yeah, it'll just delay it another, 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds. So all the time, every second matters here for FaZe and trying to get back into this round. As Shadowburn soon to have another self-destruct. Fact Fiction with an Earth Shatter, Forsaken with that sound barrier. A lot of ultimates coming up for FaZe right here. Just need to make sure they manage them well, but this may be the last fight. And Forsaken preemptively using that sound barrier, and now Icefelt coming through, gets Earth Shattered himself. And there will be a self-destruct down on the point. Won't get any kills. Still no one has died yet. Zom's going down. He had the Graviton in his possession. Ube gets the hook onto him, sending him into the pit. Super Pluke, though, taken out by Fact Fiction. Is Fact Fiction actually coming up on another Earth Shatter here very soon? Mike is over on Tracer, has a Pulse Bomb, lays it out there, won't connect. Ube with 3 for himself on the point. Luminosity might just be able to retake it in the nick of time, though. Mike is here, and he's got to try and stall as long as possible, but Ube is still going to town, and that might just shut it down. But Zom's laying out that Graviton, and he got a lot of bodies in it. Fact Fiction coming back just in time with the Earth Shatter, but there isn't any FaZe members to help him with the follow-up. That's the only problem when they laid the Graviton there. So no players from FaZe can touch the point, and that will let them tie it right back up, Luminosity. A very close round on Sanctum.
We're going to push into the 3rd stage. So far, things pretty neck and neck throughout both teams. Across, I'd even say all maps. 66 wasn't a huge swing in one direction or another, really. FaZe just breaking out for quite a while, but back and forth with these two teams fairly evenly matched. Not something I would have expected coming into today. FaZe just not performing as well as they are right now. I think at this point it's fairly comfortable to say that perhaps Mikey A in place of Too Easy was an upgrade, the right decision.
Yeah, I think it's still a little early, but I mean he's certainly playing well, Mike. That's for sure. And here we go on to Village. Ube still playing the Pharah, and Mike this time is going to be playing Tracer. Raucus going down early And the opening pick in Luminosity's favor, though FaZe Clan strikes back with a couple of their own. Icefelt and Spree, both get killed here, and actually FaZe are cementing themselves on this point beautifully. And Ube is the only one left alive for Luminosity, and he will get taken care of. FaZe will grab the point first here, despite losing Raucus right off the start. And they'll start to tick away on time. So
Ube switching over from Pharah onto D.Va again. Ultimate economy relatively even for both sides, though Shadowburn is certainly ahead in his self-destruct. Luminosity going to try and storm the high ground again, coming in with a speed boost.
It is going to be the Tracer battle. Nice sleep from Hedan right there, getting the rewind, just trying to keep himself alive really as Mikey. And he's soon to have Pulse Bomb. Icefelt with a Pulse Bomb of his own, looking to set that down on Ryan, and he was able to do so. Zoms, though, getting the kill onto Super Fluke. Fact Fiction was kept alive despite that Pulse Bomb being laid down onto him. Mike cleans up Mineral, so FaZe are still looking very good here on the fight. And Luminosity is going to have to go back to the drawing board yet again for the fight. And look how many ultimates FaZe has right now, just so many.
We might as well refer to that as 6. 15% left for Zoms. By the time everybody else even thinks about letting loose all of their ultimates, he's going to have his as well. But the Graviton is certainly one of the more powerful of the bunch, and Luminosity trying to take it to FaZe right now to at least take some of this out of their economy, but that's going to be a tough battle.
And there is a Pulse Bomb out. Mike lands that right onto the back of a couple of players. And that is just a breeze of a fight for Luminosity. They didn't, or for FaZe,
for only two.
Only 2 ults. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They didn't even have to invest much in that fight.
Now we're basically one possession away for FaZe, or rather one assault away for FaZe, with 4 ultimates left. Certainly not looking good for Luminosity. They need to find the right angle for Spree's Graviton if they're going to be able to take this back at all.
It's go time for Luminosity. They have quite a few ults to work with. Zoms using that Graviton. He knows Spree's on the outside. Sound Barrier from Luminosity comes through at just the right time, though Super Fluke still goes down. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Now Luminosity starting to get the kills themselves. Forsaken and Fact Fiction both going down. Raucus as well. So Luminosity definitely looking to take this fight right here and get themselves back into the game a little bit, because FaZe is at 99%. Mike makes his way out, but it's going to have to be a reverse sweep for Luminosity if they want to take this stage on the village.
Luminosity has a nano boost. Now we're building a few points here. FaZe Clan with a Pulse Bomb and nano boost of their own. Even though FaZe Clan just lost a lot of that, they're not too far away in the ultimate economy. And they only have to take it back once.
Spree playing quite aggressively, getting speed boosted across the top, and we'll just start to try and work away at Shadowburn. And Super Fluke actually did go down. Now Spree's going to get that nano boost as he presses forward, got put to sleep, but quickly woken up after that. And Shadowburn is going to get a nano boost for himself as well. Has self-destruct at the ready if he needs it. They're still trading out, but here comes FaZe. They've gotten 3, 4 for themselves. Self-destruct goes down, didn't find any kills itself, but will zone them out. FaZe should be able to retake point here. Super Fluke has got a long walk back, and that should be just about it. He gets shut down completely by the Graviton, amongst other things, and FaZe will now take a 2-1 lead on Nepal. And Luminosity is just 1 round away from being sent home for the day, or being defeated today. FaZe looking pretty solid across the board, but
the way that kind of thing ripples out in round robin is a problem when you go against a team that starts performing better in the last half than in the first half. You're getting behind in the overall schedule. This team that so many people have taken points away from is now putting up a fight and taking them away from you. That'll drag you down faster than anything else. Now, I'm obviously getting ahead of myself, but a little concerned for Luminosity here. They are what I would consider comfortably in 3rd, but if they give up this match, it's going to cause some problems overall. They're not sitting as pretty as Immortals and Renegades, but even Renegades or Immortals losing to FaZe would certainly cause a lot of problems for them down the road. Some of them are hard to predict, but FaZe and Luminosity meeting here in the middle of Shrine.
Super Fluke starting, engaging this fight for Luminosity, gets the charge, and it's still just big poke war all over the point at the moment as Seeing who gets this opening pick, Zoms is the first to fall. So Ube gets us started here, and that's a big guy to take out of the fight for sure. Shadowburn goes down to Spree. Well, 2 guys down, 3 guys down for FaZe. Luminosity certainly should be able to grab the point first here. Icefelt will still be rocking Tracer, and Mike is going to be still on Tracer himself. But Luminosity strikes first, and they've managed to build their ultimates up quite a bit here as a lot are about to come online. Actually, all 6 are about to be up for Luminosity.
It's a good position to be in. Superfluke driving straight in. Factor Fiction can shut him down. Other way around. Hold that thought.
Oh
that
my
was
goodness!
huge.
Icefelt with all 6, actually all 5. Just about all 6 for Icefelt there. That was huge. Only Mike was the only one to escape out of that one. What a combination between Spree and Icefelt. Only 2 ults needed. They still have 4 in the bank.
Icefelt heard you comparing him to Mikey A, and he's like, oh, I'm not going to let that happen, man. I got to stand out right now.
He certainly did stand out. I'll tell you what, Earthshatter from Superfluke should be able to secure kills on Raucus and company. That will happen indeed. Mineral the only to fall for Luminosity, and yet again, breezing through FaZe right there. As they're going to have to really reset and make something happen as, oh man, Luminosity have been dominating, and they still have a nano boost to work with as well, but FaZe, now with the ult economy in their favor, should be able to take a fight right now. Yeah, Superfluke getting a charge to initiate, but he is quite low on health. Should get focused down pretty quickly, I'd imagine. No one going for it, though. The Graviton is actually going to land in there. Spree with 3 for himself. That could seal the deal for Luminosity. And they had the ults phase, but couldn't find any value with them, and Luminosity could send this to a 5th and final round on Nepal, and it seems as though that is going to be the case. No one from FaZe is home to touch the point. I mean, Fact Fiction trying to get back there in time. Good charge from Superfluke, and that will prevent the FaZe players from getting back onto it, and that is going to be a 5th and final round of Nepal to decide if FaZe takes the win or if Luminosity can send it to a 3rd map.
Let's see what stage they replay here, as that's going to make a very large difference. This is that bomb combo. Graviton with a pulse bomb right in the middle of it. Icefelt just absolutely mopping up FaZe Clan.
Sheesh. That was...
Back on a village.
Oh, back on the village it is. This is going to be a big decider here in this series. It's either FaZe takes it with their new roster member, at least for this tournament, or will Luminosity get that 3rd and final map? All comes down to this. As both teams running pretty much the same comps they have been throughout most of Nepal. Both teams with the Tracers, Mike and Icefelt going at it to start it. And now charge comes through from Superfluke, misses. Fact Fiction connects on his as he takes down Hedan, and it's big to get Nana out of the fight that early. 2 kills for FaZe to start us off, and unless Icefelt is able to go nuts right here, I think that will be a very secure win for FaZe. At least a first point take for them as Zom's cleaning up. Well, the remaining players from Luminosity, and yes, FaZe will get the point first right here, and not too much in terms of ultimates up yet.
First point, and enough ahead in the economy to point it out. Raucus already to a nano. Hedon, he's at about 18%, 59% for Spree generating his Graviton. Meanwhile, Zom's behind on his. Factor Fiction's getting pretty close to an Earthshatter, but oh, that nano boost already coming out.
Oh, there we go. Nano boost is out. You'll see what they can do with it. Ube, 2 for himself. They are trading a bit back and forth. Luminosity does get the cap onto the point, but the kills are going the way of FaZe so far. Ube's still on it for Luminosity. Can he hold long enough? That's the question. As Spree is hanging on for dear life, manages to win the 1v1 with Mike. So Luminosity do hold right there. And they will just about even it up in percentage points as ultimates are starting to come up for both sides. And FaZe looking to reinitiate pretty quickly here as the Graviton self-destruct. What will it find? The self-destruct itself doesn't really get all that much, though Super Pluke does get 2 kills off of the back of the Graviton. Most of FaZe were not really inside of the Graviton itself, but regardless, it'll buy them a bit of extra time on the point. But we're soon to see a few ultimates for FaZe coming online here, so it might be enough for them to retake.
Luminosity almost double the capture points of FaZe Clan right now. FaZe Clan attempting to come back. They do have a pulse bomb and a sound barrier. Hold that thought. Super Fluke coming out with a nano boost. Oh, he's going to pick up Raucus with a nasty fire strike.
That's a big fire strike, and he'll get fact or fiction as well. And that is all Luminosity on the point at the moment. He has an Earth Shatter to work with as well. Luminosity 3 ults up. And FaZe now, they need to get something going on this next fight, because they pretty much have one good fight left in the tank, or will be Luminosity sending it to a 3rd map, as FaZe really wants to re-engage quickly here. Charging across was Super Pluke, and there will be a sound barrier used from both sides in this fight. There's a Graviton, there's Earth Shatters being used on both sides. Super Pluke goes down, though, thanks to Raucus and company. They've traded 1 for 1 as Raucus goes down. Heatand will fall, and now it is just a trade fest back and forth, though FaZe, I think they may cement themselves on the point. They have the upper hand right here. They had to use pretty much anything that they had to retake that point, but they do get it in the end, as Luminosity sitting at 99%.
Keeping the dream alive either way, whether they've got an economy to back it up. It's a thought for another time when you're moments away from losing the game. Luminosity, nano boost, Graviton on their side, self-destruct, pulse bomb lingering. They can take this back and cap it out with all the tools they have. No problem. FaZe Clan getting still pretty far away from the ultimates that they need to hold. So Luminosity, they just need to dictate the pace of the fight, rip them all out, and close it out.
Yeah, they have a lot of ults to work with. Here comes the Graviton Surge. There'll be a Pulse Bomb in that as well. 3-4 kills for Luminosity. That should seal the deal, certainly, for them. And I think we will be seeing a 3rd and final map here, as Luminosity is able to take Nepal. And that'll do it. It's a very, very close series, but in the end, Luminosity able to edge it out. A 3rd map it is. The first 2 defensive side, FaZe will be your defending team. And in case anybody is just joining in with us to catch this 3rd and final map, FaZe have swapped out 2Easy. He is no longer on the active roster of FaZe Clan. And Mikey A, or MGE Mike, as he is known to some, has swapped in for him to play kind of through what I'm guessing is a bit of a trial period of FaZe, and he's been playing pretty well so far for them. And this time he is playing on the Roadhog to get it kicked off, and Forsaken's just going to take a little bit of a chill, a little bit of a rest. He's had a grueling game so far off the start, and there's the old Tommy Cat. That's what I was told to call him, the old Tommy Cat. Here on Gibraltar.
I'm so confused why we're being encouraged to refer to Tommy.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna have to throw this in the after-action meeting, guys. Why?
Yeah, I'll go along with it for now. Anyway,
just start their own series of pranks on us. Honestly.
Well, Luminosity, as we said, on the offense. And standard setup quad tank for them coming out. And a quad tank for FaZe as well. Surprise, surprise. But just working their way up the hill. FaZe are not actually leaning towards the server side, just pressuring as they come up the hill, and the shield battle commences, folks. Welcome to quad tank. Just looking for that hook opportunity. Mike not finding anything so far. Ube will be looking for one as well, and he is able to get Forsaken, and that's exactly what Luminosity needs to kick off this fight, though their positioning is not the best. They are on the lower ground. They still have the one pick to initiate with, so, I mean, if they just start to speed in and make things happen, Fact Fiction, though, will initiate himself. He'll get the nano boost going in for the Earth Shatter. He had an early Earth Shatter to work with. Ube gets hooked back in, but Mike had no bullets left in the chamber to do it, but FaZe are finding the kills nonetheless. And now the nano boost will be used on Spree, but he he didn't get all that much. Forsaken goes down yet again by Icefelt. He's had a rough time off the start here, and there will be Gravitons on both sides. Zombs is the only one to land on top of it. There is a self-destruct, and I thought I could have gotten quite a few more, but FaZe are getting the kills. And that will be just about a near wipe for FaZe.
It's a confusing space-time situation there. There's two Gravitons right next to each other.
Yeah. And that self-destruct looked like it was, I mean, right smack dab in the middle of everything. I thought I was going to pick up at least 4. Shadowburn placed it quite well. I guess the shield cut it in half and didn't do anything, but...
Got 2 ultimates on the side of FaZe Clan, a whole hog and a nano boost. Luminosity with a self-destruct, Nurse Shatter, nano boost, and a whole hog not too far away as well. Sound barrier. A whole lot working in Luminosity's favor. Working through the server room, possibly going to take the high ground and flip the script on FaZe Clan. But no, they're going to walk right out of the server room and using, here comes the self-destruct flying out in the back line.
Oh, nobody getting caught in it. They escape narrowly. There's a big Earth Shatter from Fact Fiction to come through. That's going to secure 2 kills, but 2 straight back for Luminosity. The sound barrier from Mineral will come out. And maybe a little late. Forsaken is so close to his sound barrier, he may need to use this one. Fact Fiction goes down before he's able to get it off, though, and that's a missed opportunity. Will they be able to convert on any other frags? And, well, it's still just Luminosity keeping that cart moving forward. Forsaken caught inside of the Graviton Surge. That should definitely secure it for Luminosity. And they will get the first checkpoint here. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to move through the next phase of the point. And they will be able to kill a lot of stragglers coming out from FaZe. Sadly, ended up getting that forward spawn, and that will just delay things even further for FaZe to set up a defense, and Luminosity should be able to go through and get high ground advantage.
Yeah, Luminosity already rushing near the space shuttle, make sure they can take that area away from FaZe Clan. As one of the pivotal parts of the second stage here, they can also defend the spawn as everybody comes back in. They're just going to get more and more distance out of that the earlier they take it. FaZe Clan's only real option is to push into the low ground, and that is not a good proposition for them. So Luminosity's definitely going to exploit that.
Ooh, Ube getting the hook on the Forsaken. This guy has had such a rough time off the start of Gibraltar. Shadowburn, though, with the self-destruct over the top, gets to Super Pluke using his Earth Shatter to try and bring Luminosity back into the fight, and I think it is working, as that is 3 kills for them, and that is not good news if you're a FaZe Clan fan, as Luminosity has been rolling pretty well here ever since getting that first checkpoint. And it's just Raucus does land asleep, quickly woken up. FaZe guys are coming back out. There was an Earth Shatter from Fact Fiction, but it didn't really convert on all that much, and Luminosity are still the ones finding the kills despite nano boosts and all sorts of ultimates being used by FaZe, and you want to see more value out of that from FaZe, but they're not getting it, and Luminosity now converting on the second checkpoint. They have 3 minutes to work it all the way into last. They only have 1 ultimate, at least at the moment, but Luminosity with the big one, that's a Graviton, a spree, and they're sneaking around.
So far, Luminosity staying organized. It's not an absolute sweep all the way through, but they're not really being held up all that much, and a Graviton landing in the backside of FaZe.
Oh, very sneaky from Spree, and a good biotic to land on the players on the inside of it. Fact Fiction was pulled out and taken down. Ube with 2 for himself. Zombs goes out of it. And that is just all Luminosity, man. There's nothing FaZe can do to cement themselves in this game. I mean, they're just cruising through Luminosity, but a good play from Spree to wrap around on the backside to get that Graviton off cleanly. And it's one last attempt for FaZe to try and get this one. Super Pluke using that Earth Shatter, gets Mike down in the middle of it. 1-for-1 trade, good charge from Super Pluke, though. Unfortunate for Raucus. There's a self-destruct in the back, but Luminosity have gotten at least 3 kills. The respawns are starting to come through from FaZe. There is going to be a sound barrier out from Forsaken, but I mean, there's really nobody there to take much advantage of it, and it is going to be now a nano boost out onto Super Pluke. Icefelt is getting kills as well. It's not looking good for FaZe. And a self-destruct from Icefelt on top of it just to make sure they zone any stragglers off of the point. And Luminosity now are going to get the cap. 1:44 left in their time bank. Looking very, very solid.
Not a bad time for Gibraltar at all.
Yeah, no, it's
That
pretty good. Forsaken
hook.
was having a tough time, man.
Yeah, and that last charge by Super Fluke, where he goes up the pipes. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes he'll get stuck on a crack or stairs, and other times he just flies up a set of pipes like it's a ramp. Poor Raucus, man. I let
feel
out,
for
I
you.
let it in an awe there that wasn't so much for Super Fluke making a great play, so much as just a sympathy pain for Raucus. I felt that right in my chest.
Yeah, I know how it is, man. If that was me, I would have been yelling at my monitor.
Yeah, you would. Even when you're in the office,
Yeah.
half expect to see your monitor fly across the room.
I get a little angry sometimes. Right? It's part of the game, but
Well, Maid often vacuums up some extra sodium from in and around your desk, I think. That's how I can tell you've been playing competitive.
oh yeah, you know. Everybody knows it's around here that see me play a video game. But it is now a change in sides. 1:44 for Luminosity as they head to the defense. And I think we're going to be seeing the same thing out of FaZe. At least that's what they're showing so far. Same thing from Luminosity.
FaZe running back-to-back 4 tanks would just be surprising to me.
Well, Icefelt might be on the Tracer. Or, yeah, Tracer. That's a 76. Not a Tracer. I'm just
Sorta
used
like
to seeing him.
Sort of like an older male, chemically beefed up Tracer. I mean, his sprint is a little bit slower, and he doesn't have a rewind, but makes up for
you
that
know.
with the Geritol station. Just refreshens up a little bit, no problem.
Yeah, same thing.
Hit him with the arthritis meds and let him loose.
Well, he'll, regardless, be playing that 76. As I expect him to be right up top with Hedan. All the way in the back, as they often do. But Luminosity, pretty good opportunity. If they can get a defense going here, that's a big win over FaZe, who looked great off the start of the series. Not that they're looking bad now, but it's going to be FaZe looking to initiate. Mike missing the initial hook, and they do finally get Super Fluke right there. Pull him in, couldn't convert on the kill, though. As still just the poke war, the shield war, really, back and forth. And Super Fluke actually did get taken down by Mike. That should be good initiation for FaZe to come back in, but Mineral able to take down Mike, who Mineral's actually playing on the D.Va, a single support composition out from Luminosity on the defensive side. They do get a couple kills for each team. They're trading back and forth, but I think FaZe is getting just slightly the better end of the fight, but now there will be a nano boost out from Shadowburn. I would suspect that should secure the points for them indeed. It does. They do get that first checkpoint. 5 minutes for them to get to the next one. A lot of Luminosity players are caught out of position, so there's a possibility of getting some extra frags right here. And indeed, they're going to. 2 guys caught out. That'll give FaZe a little bit more free time on this payload.
Somewhat of a trend when we see the single healer things.
Yep.
It works fairly well for a little bit and then just incrementally loses almost by the amount of heals per second that they appear to be missing.
Yeah.
Interesting plan by Luminosity. I can see how it might work. It didn't work out this time around. Mineral back on Lucio. The Graviton landing for Luminosity. Fluke finding Factor Fiction in the meantime, but other than that, mostly just positional warfare at the moment. FaZe Clan, they have 3 ultimates on their side. Rock's going to go down. Zom's getting pulled in. Ube going to send him back to spawn. Now FaZe Clan, almost 5, almost 6 ultimates. Whether that last assault there gave him any distance whatsoever, it certainly brought a whole lot of power online. Luminosity, nano boost, Earth Shatter on their side.
Oh, what a hook from Mike. The bubble came through clutch from Spree, but man, what a way to initiate the fight for FaZe Clan. They have so many ults to work with. If they don't win this fight, that is very bad news. Raucus gets pulled in though, taken out by Ube. Icefelt takes out Zombs. And somehow FaZe, I mean, they didn't really use a lot of ults, to be frank, but still, they had a good opportunity on the fight, but I couldn't convert on any of it. But they still have a lot of ults in the bank, for sure. 4 for them, still to work with. And they'll be looking to use some of those and try and find the value, get themselves to this hangar phase.
Yeah, but Luminosity has a graviton of their own in the high ground. Icefelt working on attack Pfizer and Ube a whole hog. And the positional advantages along with the graviton, they could get a hold out of this next one, but if FaZe sets the pace and engages first, it's going to be a different story.
Gonna do Mike comes in with that whole hog to get us kicked off, and still have a lot of Luminosity guys just down here on the payload at the moment, just waiting for FaZe to drop down. They're just about to do that. Fact Fiction will lead the charge, but he didn't really have anyone else with him. That's not the best coordination out of FaZe. He just jumped down by himself, and now Sound Barrier comes out from FaZe, and this is just a bit sloppy from the FaZe side. They do nothing with the ultimates that they had, and Luminosity getting a lot of value out of what they had. I mean, just a graviton, really. But it all went downhill. Factor Fiction jumped down by himself. Nobody from FaZe followed up.
Luminosity, they're dropping the graviton, and they get basically 4 ultimates out of that whole exchange. And yeah, I see what you're saying. FaZe just allowed Luminosity to get so much of a foothold back into this defense. Whatever momentum they did have is starting to stall out, but they can take that back at any moment if they can find the right picks at the right times. But that's a tall order given the situation. Luminosity burning a whole hog and a nano boost. Perhaps a questionable call on their end, but with 1:45 left on the clock for FaZe. Never mind, that Earth Shatter's going to be big.
Oh man, Fact Fiction used his own Earth Shatter and got absolutely 0 on it. Now Luminosity getting a big Earth Shatter themselves, as you were saying, with Super Pluke. And that is just cleaning house of FaZe Clan, and they really need to get it going. I mean, they have ults coming back up online, but still, the coordination just seems a bit lacking from them through this hangar phase. And they've been having certainly a tough time, though.
But Luminosity just burned so much for that last one. They're back in a situation where the only thing they have is a graviton. FaZe Clan, in the meantime, have 4 online. That's enough for them to get through the second stage and earn a little bit more time.
Spree's going to send that graviton on in. The biotic grenade landed on top of Fact Fiction. Mike goes down. Fact Fiction as well. Luminosity have been playing quite a solid game themselves here, really coordinated throughout the hangar phase, but FaZe finally getting something going here as they find a couple of kills for themselves. As Mineral goes down as well, they use a graviton onto the remaining players of Luminosity, but there's really not a whole lot of follow-up to be had on the side of FaZe. And Zoms does get the nano boost, but he finds nothing with his graviton or the nano boost. And FaZe will get a little bit of ground with the cart. They're starting to move it forward, but with 30 seconds left, they really need to bring it home soon. Here is now ultimates up are up from Luminosity, and Spree soon is going to have a graviton. There is the self-destruct sent over top. There we go. That's exactly what FaZe needed. Shadowburn with 2, Forsaken taking down Icefelt, and now they might be able to bring home this second point. Shadowburn 3 in total, just in the nick of time. Might allow FaZe to get this second point just when they needed it. Shadowburn makes a play with the self-destruct, well placed. And they will have a shot.
The contest
is
back.
Oh, they are coming back in. Big Earth Shatter out from Super Pluke. Is there a follow-up there? There's a good biotic that lands on top of it. Spree with the graviton landing on top of the cart. Luminosity might just be able to hold this one off, as I don't think anyone from FaZe is going to be around. That's a full team wipe. And Luminosity are able to defend it in the final seconds, getting there just in time with a graviton from Spree, and they take this one against FaZe 2-1.
That's a huge win for Luminosity.